Poland is still one of Europe's most underappreciated travel destinations, despite being frequently overlooked by its neighbors in Western Europe. Poland quietly sits in the center of the continent, presenting a distinctive fusion of history, culture, and contemporary advancement, while countries like Germany, France, and the United Kingdom dominate international discussions. It is the 9th largest country in Europe, covering more than 300,000 square kilometers and extending from the Baltic Sea in the north to the majestic Tatra Mountains in the south. It has a pleasant balance between wide countryside and metropolitan areas, in contrast to the small, heavily populated countries of Western Europe. Poland, which has almost 38 million people, is in an intriguing position. Despite being one of the biggest countries in Europe in terms of surface area, it has a far lower population density than places like the Netherlands, which has 17.6 million people living in just 41,500 square kilometers. This means that Poland has lots of space to breathe despite its bustling cities, particularly in its large rural areas, picturesque mountains, and expansive woods. It's interesting to note that Warsaw, Krakow, and Wrocław are Poland's major urban centers, with the majority of the country's population concentrated in a small number of important cities. With about 2 million residents, Warsaw is the nation's political and economic center. However, Poland has managed to preserve its historical architecture, customs, and landscapes while maintaining a deep connection to its roots despite its contemporary infrastructure and quick expansion. Poland is the ideal location for people who dislike crowded areas but still desire the vibrancy of a prosperous European country. In addition to offering many chances to get away into nature, it offers all the advantages of a contemporary economic and cultural environment. Few regions in the world, however, have undergone the degree of resiliency and change that Poland has undergone throughout the course of its lengthy and complicated history, despite its terrain and population. Poland has a resilient history that has been molded by conflict, conquest, and rebirth. Poland never lost its identity, even after 123 years of division and the strong Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. It fought back through the Solidarity movement after being devastated by communism and World War II. Poland is a proudly autonomous country that successfully combines its medieval past with contemporary advancements. Poland has continuously maintained robust economic growth, in contrast to certain European nations that experienced financial crises and severe recessions. In actuality, during the 2008 global financial crisis, it was the only member of the European Union to escape recession. Poland is one of the top 25 economies in the world, with a GDP of more than $800 billion. This is an impressive accomplishment for a nation that was emerging from communism just over 30 years ago. The Polish population's genetic composition is frequently linked to physical attractiveness. Some of the most attractive people in Central Europe are thought to reside in Poland. Polish ladies in particular are frequently praised for their inherent charm, grace, and attractiveness. People often draw attention to their well-defined facial features, beautiful blue or green eyes, and fair complexions. They have poise, a sense of style, and a harmony between traditional and contemporary principles. In fact, a lot of people contend that Polish ladies are more attractive than those from other nations. Polish women are renowned for their brilliance, warmth, and strong character, in addition to their physical attractiveness. These qualities have been influenced by Poland's rich cultural heritage. Poland's broad and well-balanced economy is the key to its success. Poland has developed its wealth through a combination of industrial output, technology, agriculture, and an expanding service sector, in contrast to countries that rely on natural resources. The nation is a major manufacturer of electronics, vehicles, and home appliances that supply markets throughout Europe and beyond. Furthermore, Poland is among the top exporters of agricultural goods worldwide, with its apples, dairy, and meat products reaching nations as far away as China and the US. Compared to some of its neighbors, Poland has maintained comparatively low income inequality despite its rapid economic expansion. Although there is a wealth disparity, it is not as great as it is in many Western countries. Poland continues to have a much cheaper cost of living than Germany, France, or the UK, which makes it a desirable location for international students, expats, and digital nomads. It's interesting to note that Poland was one of the first nations in the world to implement an 8-hour workday long before it became a universal norm, demonstrating its pioneering role in labor rights. With robust labor unions and laws, the nation still places a high priority on workers' rights today, guaranteeing equitable pay and working conditions. Poland has access to some of the biggest trade networks in the world because it is a member of both NATO and the European Union. It is a crucial transit hub for cargo traveling between Western and Eastern Europe due to its advantageous location in the center of the continent. In order to increase its economic potential, the nation has made significant investments in infrastructure, including building new highways, updating airports, and renovating railway networks. Poland is not without its difficulties, though. The nation continues to deal with problems like an aging population, political unrest with the EU, and brain drain as young people go overseas in search of better pay. Beyond its economic prosperity, Poland is renowned for its social progress and progressive policies, making it a nation that appreciates its citizens and their rights in addition to having a robust economy. Despite having a strong traditional foundation, Poland is still developing into a more contemporary and open nation. Poland is home to a burgeoning movement of progress, variety, and cultural expression, despite its history being influenced by centuries of Catholic influence and a strong sense of national identity. Poland is much more complicated than the clichés that are frequently attached to countries in Eastern Europe. Poland's strong feeling of cultural pride is among the first things tourists notice about the country. Few European countries have managed to preserve their customs, music, and culture. Polish ancestry is celebrated at events like Wanki Dinki, the Harvest Festival, and Janilia, which unite people of all ages in a common appreciation of their past. Poland has welcomed globalization at the same time, and its cities are home to a vibrant music, art, and fashion culture that combines regional ingenuity with global influences. It has witnessed a shift towards secularism, particularly among younger people, while being one of the most devout nations in Europe. While customs like Wigilia, Christmas Eve dinner, All Saints' Day, and Easter celebrations are still quite significant, there are also an increasing number of progressive and non-religious movements calling for more individual liberties. Although the nation has not yet fully accepted same-gender marriage, Pride celebrations are held in numerous Polish cities, and younger people are more accepting than ever. A more inclusive society is progressively being shaped, especially in urban areas, by the media, education system, and exposure to other cultures. Poland's openness to foreigners and tourists is one of its biggest advantages. Polish people are renowned for their friendliness and kindness, despite a history of invasion and strife. There is an indisputable kindness in Polish culture, whether it is a stranger greeting you through a Polish rail station or a native inviting you into their home for a home-cooked supper. As a monument to the strong sense of community that characterizes Poland, visitors frequently depart with tales of unanticipated generosity and kindness. But language can be difficult. Polish is the primary language of many older generations and rural towns, but English is commonly spoken in Warsaw, Krakow, and Gdansk. Although this occasionally makes communication difficult, it also shows Poland's dedication to maintaining its linguistic and cultural legacy. Even after centuries of foreign domination, Poland has managed to preserve its language, in contrast to many European countries that have lost connection with their original tongues as a result of globalization. Poland is far from being stuck in the past, as seen by its nightlife, street art, and cafe culture. Once the center of Jewish life in Poland, the alleys of Kazimierz district are now a thriving area with independent bookshops, alternative art galleries, and unique bars that merge the past and present. Poland is one of the most significant transit and economic hubs on the continent due to its advantageous location in the center of Europe. Poland is the entry point between Western and Eastern Europe, bordered by Germany, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Ukraine, Belarus, Lithuania, and the Kaliningrad area of Russia. Although its location has historically put the nation at the epicenter of political and military strife, it now offers significant benefits for connection, business, and travel. Poland can establish a robust marine trading presence since it has direct access to the Baltic Sea, unlike many landlocked nations. One of the busiest ports in Europe, Gdansk handles freight from the Americas, Scandinavia, and China. Additionally, Poland is a member of the Schengen zone of the European Union, which means that travel between Poland and other EU nations is easy and does not need border inspections for EU nationals. Additionally, Poland has made significant investments in cutting-edge transportation infrastructure, making domestic travel easier than ever. With high-speed trains that can connect major cities in a matter of hours, the country has one of the largest railway networks in Europe. Poland is a convenient location for both businessmen and tourists due to its excellent road, rail, and air connections to its neighbors. It provides direct flights to almost every major city in Europe and beyond through its 17 international airports. Airports in Krakow, Gdansk, and Wrocław offer additional international connectivity for tourists from North America, Asia, or the Middle East, while Warsaw Chopin Airport is the nation's primary aviation hub, carrying millions of passengers annually. Because of their reasonable prices and convenient airline connections, Poland's airports are often used as entry points to the rest of Europe. The low cost of living in Poland, when compared to nations like Germany, France, or the UK, is one of the main draws for many. Every day,